Hi, I'm David Piper, and I want to talk to you today about why native speakers of English can be so difficult to understand sometimes. Many of my students have told me that they study English for years and they think they're really good at English, but when they come here to the UK or visit any English-speaking country, they have great difficulty in understanding how we speak English. Why? Is it because they're no good at English? No, that's not the reason. We can analyze how native speakers speak English these days, and we can understand that there are big differences in the way people speak English and the way we write English, and this makes it very difficult for learners of English. We're going to analyze a piece of spoken English using a DVD. One of the DVDs I use a lot when I teach English is Bridget Jones' Diary. So we're going to see a very short clip from the beginning of Bridget Jones' diary, and we're going to analyze what's difficult about the way people speak spoken English. So here's the clip.
Mark?
Maybe this was the mysterious Mr. Right I'd been waiting my whole life to meet.
You remember Bridget?
Maybe not.
She used to run around your lawn with no clothes on, remember?
No, not as such.
Come and look at your gravy, Pam. I think it's going to need sieving.
Of course it doesn't need sieving. Just stir it, Una. Yes, of course. I'll be right there. Sorry, lumpy gravy calls.
So,
So,
are you staying at your parents' for New Year?
yes.
Okay, now let's see this again with subtitles. I recommend using subtitles when you're listening to people speak English because it helps you a lot with your listening. So let's see this again.
Come and look at your gravy, Pam. I think it's going to need sieving.
Of course it doesn't need sieving. Just stir it, Una. Yes, of course. I'll be right there. Sorry, lumpy gravy calls.
So,
So,
are you staying at your parents' for New Year?
Are you staying at your parents' for New Year, she says. And I would say that's a very normal way of speaking English. This is the phrase I'd like to analyze. And I like to use this phrase just because I think it's a really typical phrase, a typical example of the way we speak English. So let's look at it. Are you staying at your parents' for New Year? This phrase, like absolutely all phrases in spoken English, consists of two kinds of words: information words and grammatical words. And the information words are staying, parents, New Year. Those are the words with the important information. They're usually verbs, nouns, adjectives, maybe adverbs. The other words are, you, at, your, for. These are the grammatical words. And the grammatical words are the words that actually give people difficulty when they speak English. And the reason why they give people difficulty is because a lot of these grammatical words have two ways of being pronounced. The grammatical words are these little words that you need to stick together your grammatical words. Just like when you make a wall, you stick together the bricks with cement. You need the cement to stick together the meaning of the words in English. So words like are, you, at, these are the grammatical words. And they have two possible pronunciations: the strong pronunciation and the weak pronunciation. A word like, for example, new or year, these words only have one possible pronunciation in English. But the word for, actually she didn't say for. She said for. Are you staying at your parents' for New Year? And for is the weak form. For is the weak form of the pronunciation. Are you staying at your parents'? A year is the weak form of the pronunciation of are you. People don't say are you always, or usually they say are you. So in summary, all English, anything we say in English, consists of two kinds of words. Information words, which are usually nouns, main verbs, adjectives, or adverbs, and grammatical words, which are usually pronouns, prepositions, auxiliary verbs, and other small words. When you learn English, you normally just learn the strong forms. That's the way a word is usually pronounced. But you don't learn the weak forms. These are alternative pronunciations for words which we frequently use. And what we do is we join the weak form of the word to the word before or after it using an apostrophe, and that's when you can't understand what we're saying. When we talk about weak forms, actually we're talking about contractions. But I think there are three different kinds of contractions. The first kind of contraction I call official contractions. They are ones that we are allowed to use when we write English, although they're considered informal. But everybody who learns English learns about these official contractions. Words like isn't, he's, we're, we'll, we've, and many others that anybody is familiar with if they speak and write English. The second group of contractions I call semi-official contractions, because you can see them in writing sometimes, but you're not really supposed to use them in correct writing. Teachers will often say that these words are not acceptable, but we see them, for example, in the lyrics of pop songs and in film subtitles. And examples of these semi-official contractions are gonna, wanna, cars, in it, dunno, and as in fish and chips, for example. The final group of contractions are the ones that we've been looking at the beginning of this lesson. These are the contractions that give the most difficulty because we never see them in writing, and it would be confusing if they were actually put into writing. These are contractions such as f instead of for, t instead of to, was instead of was, w instead of were, or things like whatcha instead of what are you, what you're doing instead of what are you doing. So, if you find native speakers of English difficult to understand, maybe what you need to do is look at how we are using contractions for our grammatical words.
Are you staying at your parents' for New Year?
Yes.